Hello and welcome to another Wrong Trousers video. This week we have a training session with new match racing team, Kraken Racing, and I'll explain our plans for the upcoming week, and the events that we'll be doing, the boats we'll be in, and the places that we're about to visit. Wrong Trousers over on Instagram. You'll know that Kraken Racing isn't my normal team. However, I got a very last minute call up to Kraken Racing for a match racing event in Denmark and one in Macao. To start off, the event in Denmark is held in DS37s. From what I've been told, they're big heavy beasts that are 37 feet long with a symmetric spinnaker and a spinnaker pole that weighs a ton to go along with it. The event itself is over 2 days and I'm not sure who are racing, but I'm sure it's going to be a pretty strong lineup. The event in Macao is part of the World Match Racing World Tour and is one of the championship events, which basically means the event lineup is absolutely stacked. From a quick glance at the entry list, the first 4 names on the entry list are all ranked in the top 5 in the world rankings. Now there are 8 skippers that make up a total of 12 skippers during the event. The event is being held in Far East 28s and is held over 5 days of racing with the practice day beforehand. From what I've been told, the Far East 28s can be quite a physical boat to sail, and physical fitness is a real important quality and one that I probably haven't trained as much as I should have for this event. If you're unfamiliar with the format of match racing, the event will follow the following format, with all races being run on a short windward-leeward course with the starboard mark rounding as opposed to the regular port rounding you'd find in fleet racing. The event starts with a round robin where every skipper races each other in one race shootout. After the round robin is complete, the top 8 skippers progress to the knockout qualification, and this is the best of 3 series. To determine who faces who in this knockout round, whoever finished first in the round robin gets first pick, and so on. The 4 skippers that emerge from the knockout round advance to the semi-final knockouts. The 2 winners progress to the final and race for overall victory, while the 2 losers go to the losers final to determine who claims the final podium spot. So on to the other guys on the boat for the event. The main organiser and skipper is Roy Finnegan from Kraken Racing. Those that know him may have seen a short appearance in one of our Instagram videos, which may not be his proudest moment, but it was green flagged, so I'll show it anyway. On the main, we have Tig Donnelly. Up on the bow, we have Ryan Fitzgerald, and I'm on trim. Both Tig and Ryan are exceptional sailors, with Tig having done a 49er campaign, and Ryan has been all over the match racing circuit around the world. I've never sailed with any of the other guys on the boat, so we thought it would be a good idea to get at least one session on the water before going abroad. To give you some context of how last minute all this was, I got the call up to join the team last Thursday, which was on March 12th. We ran the session on Sunday, March 15th, and we flew out to Denmark for our first event on Friday, March 20th. Racing starts on the Saturday, and we race on Saturday and Sunday, and as soon as we finish racing on Sunday, it's straight to the airport and on a flight to Macao. Since we didn't have a lot of time to practice together, we wanted to really focus on the roles within the boat and build some team chemistry. We weren't helped by the forecast, with all the local sailing in Dunleary being cancelled due to average winds of over 20 knots and gusts well above 40 knots by the afternoon. Even with this suboptimal forecast, we soldiered on and had a good training session in the harbour. One of the focuses on the water were our entries from port and starboard and our dial-ups. Dial-ups are a common practice within match racing and always happen at the start, and it's usually just to fight for position and try and get the other boat a penalty in the pre-start. One of the main goals was just to come out of the session with clear communications for all the crew and their roles in this manoeuvre. If you've never seen 2 boats dial up on a start line in match racing, I'd highly recommend that you watch it. It's quite an incredible piece of skill by both helms to avoid each other. We also did a little bit of kite work to get used to working together. We couldn't do any big long downwind runs with plenty of jibes as we had to stick within the harbour due to the conditions, but it did mean we got plenty of hoists and drops in too. I think it was positive that our biggest concern while sailing was that the kite was actually going to blow up because of the wind and not because of our lack of skill. If you've made it this far in the video, please drop a like and consider hitting the subscribe button. It all really helps the channel grow, and I'd really appreciate all the support. Also, if you're watching on a mobile phone, please hit the hype button. I have no idea what it does, but it can't hurt to try and see if we can figure out what it actually does. If anyone has any questions about match racing or for the guys that I'm sailing with, please drop them down in the comments and we might try and get the guys to answer them while we're waiting in airports for layovers. Likewise, if there's anything that you want to see from maybe behind the scenes at the events, please let us know and I'll try and cover it in future videos. It was around this point where the wind had begun to increase, so we decided to call it a day on the water and headed ashore to go through some of the boat notes on the Far East 28 that some of the guys had from previous regattas. This was super useful as it helped us define exact roles throughout all the maneuvers. If you'd like to see how we get on and if we can work miracles at these events, please make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on to be notified when we post our next few videos, which will be covering how we get on at the two events and some of the behind the scenes. Thanks for watching the video and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.